Hi, Scott Livingston from ReconditioningHQ.com, and what I'm going to talk about today is all things split stance. So I'm going to talk about the exercises that uptake into a split stance dynamic. And so what I mean by that is as I drop this foot back, I can use this position to either do a slide lunge, I can step into a lunge, or I can just work dynamically in that posture and position. So what are some of the important aspects of that? Well, when we do it, you see from behind, if I drop that back leg down, I want to make sure that I have an inverted T here and I don't have a high hip or shifted hip. I want that hip to be square and underneath me. So I have that inverted T position. So from in front, again, this is even, good status here. On the side, the forward position, we can be back dynamically or forward dynamically. If we're working the lunge because we want to work on propulsion, then I recommend that there's a little bit of a forward, so we're not back here, a little bit of a forward lean, a slight knee forward, and that's where we work in here, okay? So that when we step into a lunge, when we absorb, we have that same sort of forward list. So our lunge, the end of the lunge, should look dynamically the same as the end of the split squat, as the end of the drop, step back squat, or just a slider squat, okay? So those are some different variations. Want to make sure we have that inverted T, good position in the hips, good grounded foot. We don't want that foot to cave in. And as we make it more dynamic, either to a step forward lunge or step backward lunge, we keep all those things in line. If we start to carry over into a walking lunge, we can step into that lunge and we can step to it and through, or we can step completely in and up and over and through. But I always keep all those points of interest the same dynamically. Okay, so that's the importance of how we get into split stance. Loading, dumbbells, barbells, etc. Everything stays the same. Good positioning. And I always want to finish too on my step with a fully grounded foot. Try not to heel toe it. Fully ground and absorb that ground. Use the ground. You can even go into forefoot action if you want to, if you're working on somebody who's more of a forefoot striker in soccer, etc., moving around the field. Hope that's helpful. Split stance mechanics and how we want to uptake that. Take care. Talk to you again soon.